Let me describe the reality of many Africans abroad. Let me use the name Emeka because I love the name. It is from my country. If you're Emeka, please forgive me for for using your name. Let's imagine Emeka makes $2,000 a month. It's living abroad, let's say US, in the US. And when Emeka converts $2,000 to his home country currency, let me say that's Naira, $2,000 converts to Naira, that is 2,765,000 Naira. So that's about 3 million. Now don't forget, Emeka have not removed or have not accounted for rent, has not accounted for his food, what you will eat, transportation. In short, Emeka has not made he hasn't made budget. No budgeting. It's just that he collected his salary, which is about $2,000, and then he just converts it. Now, that amount of money is very, very huge if you're in Nigeria. So, by looking at that money already, Emeka sees himself at the top. Emeka feels successful. He feels that he's ahead of his peers and ahead of his friends. Emeka feels that he has made it. So immediately after all that has been happening, or what he has been doing, or after work, Emeka will start posting with that feeling, without achievement. Emeka posts good pictures and begin to make promises to friends and families back at home. Don't worry, I will send you this. Don't worry, I will send you that. And 5 years down the line, 5 years later, nothing has changed. What do I mean by nothing has changed? One, Emeka is still in the same job he was 5 years ago. There's no promotion. Yet that work Emeka has been doing, of course, could not allow him to go improve his skills or to go anywhere, because it's actually a work that takes his time. So there is no professional growth, because what Emeka is doing actually does not align to what even he has studied. No significant savings, because soon Emeka realized that the rent, all that I've mentioned earlier on transportation, almost consume the entire money he makes every month. But because the exchange rate is in his favor, for now, let's consider it that way. The exchange rate is in his favor because when he changes or converts the dollars to Naira, is actually a huge amount of money. So he feels rich. So there's no problem for the moment. So you see, the problem is not from the salary or whatever. The problem is the measuring system. And that is a story of many, many Africans living abroad. Those who have left their country for greener pasture or for something particularly greener pasture. I don't want to use a different name than that. Of course, we have many people who have gone abroad for different reasons. But I'm talking about those who left the country because they are looking for a better life and looking for good opportunities. more than what they can be found in their country. So today I will be discussing this salient financial trap affecting many Africans in diaspora. And I call it the currency conversion thinking, or you can say CCT, currency conversion thinking. And it has affected so many Africans. Now, if your income looks only big when you convert it, that means I want to ask the questions. Are you truly progressing? Do you see yourself progressing where you are living? So this is some of the issues in which I'm going to talk about today. Now, if you're joining me for the first time, my name is Victor Marcus, and in this channel, we speak honestly regarding realities of Africans living both abroad and at home. And we look at so many issues: mindset, money, migrations, relationship, and so on and so forth. Now, because sometimes when you look at currency conversion thinking, and then by the time you look at what you are getting abroad compared to your currency back at home, it looks so big. It sometimes looks like a progress, but it's actually stagnation in disguise by the exchange rate. So what is currency conversion thinking? What is that? What is CCT? Now, currency conversion thinking is just a thinking that you measure your financial success abroad by converting your salary or your weekly income or whatever you are earning abroad into your home currency or country's currency, whether you're from Ghana, Botswana, Nigeria. The point is that your success is often viewed through the lenses of exchange rate. When you have obtained something in abroad, and then you look at how big it is via the exchange rate compared to your country's currency. And sometimes you discover that by the time you look at your salary, your monthly income, or your weekly income, and you see, it's small. But when you compare it to what others are getting in your country, you now say, wow, I think I'm not failing anyway. At least I'm better than my friends and all that. And so because of this comparison always, so it becomes comfortable. Somehow, gradually you move into that comfort zone that massages you and pat you and say, wow, you're not bad, you're not doing bad. And that comfort zone is dangerous, especially when it comes from that kind of thinking, when your success is measured with what is going on back at home. Particularly, I'm talking about the currency now. Now, you're living abroad, but you are now gauging yourself with what is going on at home. That actually is a big problem. So, why this mindset is dangerous? I want to talk about why this mindset is dangerous. Probably I'll just talk about some few points for today. The first thing is I justify you staying with low growth jobs. I know that sometimes it can be difficult when you come abroad, you have so many challenges, you need to adjust and so on and so forth. And sometimes you will have to, for the meantime, look for a job that will just keep body and soul together. You understand what I'm talking about? Just something that you can be able to eat and survive, even if you are schooling and so on and so forth. So by the time you continue with this type of thinking, this is what I call currency conversion thinking, you will discover that one of the key issues that is going to begin to become normal in your life is that you begin to see the jobs you are doing, though menial, though low growth jobs, though those ones that have no security, have no future, and you just you're okay with it. You're okay with those type of jobs. And I know that many Africans will go to work in 4 or 5 jobs in the at the same time. By the time at the end of the month, they already have, let's say, $2,500. You understand? I say, wow, that is enormous. But once they convert what they have earned in a month into their home current, their country's currency, and then they see it's a huge amount of money, they say, wow, this is awesome. So without understanding that you can be somewhere else and then you are measuring your success or your progress or whatever you earn with your home country, because here in your country there are many things that, here in the country in which you are staying, the transportation is not paid in your in the currency of your country. You don't pay rent in the currency of your country, but then you are beginning to look at what you are earning and see as if it's substantial. So meanwhile, by the time you begin to remain and become comfortable in the job you are doing currently, by the time you give yourself some number of years ahead, like for example 5 years, 10 years, and then you begin to realize that something is wrong somewhere. That's if you are even thinking, why am I saying something is wrong? You discover that most of your energy and time has been spent on jobs that actually have no inclination, first and foremost, to what you have studied. Secondly, that's not even the main problem. The second point is that you discover that most of the jobs you have spent your energy actually add no skill, so to say, developmental skill, high required skills that will be able to bring opportunities for you. Let's say you studied sometime nursing. In my experience, I've seen many people actually who study nursing, but then they have become sales girls or sales boys here. And they can do that for years. And I've seen them stay there for years. And after this number of years, you just realize that, wait a minute, I've studied nursing, but I have no any practical experience about it. One. Secondly, I've not even developed these skills in nursing. So you discover that in terms of skills, you have not developed any, because even the work does not even gives you opportunity to go and do or develop any other thing, because most of these kind of jobs, they take your time, take your energy. By the time you have returned, you are already completely tired. And the second part of it is that your professional value has not yet increased. Just like I said, you understand, you are neither a nurse, because you cannot say you're a nurse because you're not you are not actually practicing it. You have not actually developed anything. And then in the area of sales, you have not developed anything meaningful. If you were talking about experience, what will you say you have experience in? And this is a reality. Before you understand, you will see yourself losing out with time. And now, with the advent of advancement in AI, in technology that is coming, automating a lot of things. A lot of works. Jobs are taken by machines. Jobs are taken by robots. These kind of jobs can be, robots can do it. And before you know, you're not sure, within 2, 3, 4 years, you have lost the job. This is one of the biggest problems. The second thing is it distorts your financial reality. If you continue with the issue of the currency conversion thinking, it distorts your financial reality. What is the financial reality? That is, for example, your rent, your insurance, your tax, your cost of living where you are, the country in which you are residing currently. They do not calculate all these things I've mentioned in the currency of your home country. No. So one important thing that you will soon realize is that as inflation and so many things are beginning to increase in where you are staying now, you discover that even the money you are making actually is not sufficient. So, and sometimes because we focus on just solving the immediate needs, you don't begin to look at the 5, 10, 20 years to come. Now you are single. What about if you get married? Where will you be staying? You understand? So these are so many things. If you can be able to survive now, can you survive then when you begin to have children, you begin to have many other dependents? So that's the reason why you see many Africans cannot marry abroad, because the issue is that they can't marry. It's not possible to marry because the person is trying to even fight to contend with whatever, to meet up needs. However, don't forget that at the end of the day, even if what remains from the $2,000, $5,000 that he has earned or she has earned in a month is just $200. By the time you change $200 to Naira, that's hundreds of thousands. And if you say 100,000, that's a huge amount of money. So you can see somebody who is struggling to live, doesn't even have a place to stay, or is squatting with someone, or is going to work here and there and then suffer. And then he's able to just send 100,000 or more than that. That's about listen, probably at the end of the month, after he or she has sent 100,000 or 200,000, he's just, what remains is just maybe $50. And the cycle continues. Next month again, he needs to, because he has promised mommy, he has promised daddy, he has promised his friend, he's going to send him something for the school. He said, please, I want to complete my school fees. And then he wants to send money for, he has not even figured out how he can pay his school fees, but then he wants to be paying for other people's school fees back at home. And so sending that kind of money, he has no house. And there people, the interesting thing is that the people actually asking him the money to send 100,000, they have their homes. They have even a car probably at home. You understand? They drive to school. Some of them, they have their cars. Maybe they are doing MSc or whatever. They are saying, my friend, I don't have you that you are staying abroad. You are doing well. You understand? And they keep pampering him, or they keep putting a lot of things in his head just because they want to get money from him. Now, all these things are actually things that can be able to bring, and it all starts from that kind of thinking, because you are living in an illusion, thinking that you are better than those people who are back at home. And before you know, once you put yourself at the top in the sun, the same people that are bigger, higher than you in the sun, they by their words of mouth and praise, they put you higher. And you are not higher, they put you higher, and then begin to sap money from you, and begin to sap money from you. But because you are still abroad, once you think about the currency exchange, you think that, that's a big money, and then you feel also you are doing that. And again, because you want to maintain that type of status, you also, the kind of picture you want to put, you don't want to put the pictures that shows that you're struggling. No. So the truth of the matter is that measuring success in another currency is actually can be psychologically comforting, but it's actually misleading. It's financially misleading. So the third point I want to make is the delay strategic ambition. Now, most times when you have already convinced yourself that the money I'm making, I'm more than those people back at home, there is a way that you will just think that I'm okay, I've arrived. Understand? You won't be asking questions that how do I double my income, because that kind of thinking will not come to your head. Understand? The only thing that you are thinking likely is that, how can I add another job? You're already doing 2. You are thinking of how can I add another job? Because you are thinking that the point is that once you get another job and add, it becomes 3. You shift 8 hours. By the time you return, or 6 hours. By the time you return, at the end of the month, you can make a lot and be able to save a substantial amount. But then most of the questions will be, how much is this in my country? Understand? By the time you say, by the time I finish this one, I will have I have $3,000. How much is $3,000? Woo! I'm a big man. I'm a big man. I'm a big man. If you are thinking very far, you begin to ask the question, how do I double my salary? You will know that the way to double and triple and also actually continue to multiply your income is not actually by going to do 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs. No. Now, what is the long-term cost of this thinking, this currency conversion thinking? What is the long-term cost of that? You will realize that you have been busy, but you have not been advancing. That's one problem you will see, that you have been busy. As I said, most times the focus is that, let me do 4, 5 jobs. No, it's not about that. Your mind must shift beyond just trading your time and energy in the stand for an income. If you are very observant, you will discover that you are busy, but you are not advancing. And then you will also observe that you have N, of course, because every month you have N, but you discover that you haven't built anything. And then you also discover that you have survived, yes, because you are still there. You have survived, but you have no scale. Because how can you scale when you are always, you must be present in where you are to be able to make something substantial. So if you want more money, that means you have to spend more time. If you want more money, you have to spend more energy. No, you can't scale with that type of way of thinking. Meanwhile, many people who have come abroad and have changed their way of thinking and have adjusted, and then their focus has been up and up. You see that they will prioritize, they will delay even gratification. They will not be focused on wanting to make money very fast. You understand? But their thinking is far ahead. Okay, what are the skills of the future? So they will focus their attention on skill development, on certifications that are key, networking, which is very important. You understand? And they choose where they want to be because they want to connect themselves with certain people. And they want to also ensure that their stay in the country in which they are is legal. And because the more they find a legal basis to stay and they are stable, the better for them. Now, for you to be able to succeed, you must return and look at the economy in which you are. You have to know that one, which I've said, you must understand where you are. So the question you want to ask, first and foremost, remove the thinking, the currency conversion thinking. Please stop thinking about your currency at home. Stop comparing yourself with other people. You understand? Just focus in the country in which you are first. Question you need to ask yourself is that here, what is the above and the below income, the median income here? And what are the skills of the future? What skills can I add each year to be able to take me to the top? I want to be among those people in this country that actually are financially stable. And then how do I build my asset? How do I invest? Because these are things that actually can build you up. How do I build wealth? How do I make plans? How do I become financially secure? You understand? Certainly it's not by work. You can start there. You can start even with menial job, by washing plates, by going to farm, by doing a lot of things. But you must ensure that while you are doing that, it should be that your body is doing that, but your mind is far beyond that place. You understand? You will you will have to ensure that your mind must live where your body is currently. If you are still going to do menial things, your mind must move from where they are. So that's why you cannot be looking at the money in which you have. And some of the things is that you have to stop carrying burdens that are unnecessary. You understand? You have to stop carrying them, Because if you don't stop carrying those burdens, you have to stop trying to prove anything to any person. You have to stop carrying lots of burden from home. You want to be the breadwinner where you're not the breadwinner. You're not the father of the house. Your father is there, you understand, but you want to assume the place of your father. You want to provide for everybody. You understand? Now it doesn't. You can't. Your time is coming to become a parent. You will definitely become a parent. But until then, don't carry the load of parenting. You understand? Don't carry the loads of parent. While your time has not yet come, can you build well? Remember, even your parent will soon get older, but then you need to also prepare for them. By the time they are getting older, at that time you have already built and become bigger and become stable. You can be able to also help them. But so you should not actually think of yourself bigger than anybody. You, as I said, don't think that way because it's not helpful. So it's very key and very important not to do that. This is very key. Now there are some few things that I want to mention here again. If you want to ensure that you leave this idea of comparing yourself, currency conversion and all that kind of a thing, first there are practical steps. You understand? You have to do your research about growth. Understand the industry in which you want to be. Understand? Invest in learning. Invest in yourself. Invest in learning. Invest in yourself. Invest in learning. I don't know how I want to keep drumming this. Invest in your learning because this is very important. You didn't travel abroad merely just to look for success in the conversion rate, in the conversion charts. You understand? In the exchange rate. No, that's not what you have come abroad to do. You have traveled to expand your capacity, to improve your ability. You have traveled to ensure that you have true prosperity. You understand? To build income, not just income from menial jobs. You understand? Income that are lasting, generational. Generational wealth. That's what you want to do. Seriously, I want you to know that even if you didn't send money, nobody would die. You understand? I'm telling you. If you die, life will continue. That's not to say that you should abandon your people. No. Remember, we are coming from Africa where people will have relationships. We succeed in communities. But you must understand that don't carry the responsibility that is not yours yet. You understand? And most times, many of us actually carry those things not because we just want to get the applause of men. We just want to get the praises that we have done this, we have done that, and done that. Not because we're even if we didn't do, there will be anything. No, we just want to, and then we portray how we live here. There's a way we don't even want people to know what we are actually doing, the work we are doing. When they ask you, what are you doing? You understand? You will not tell them that actually you are doing something or washing houses or something like that. You don't normally say that. You understand? But you want to send big money, but you are ashamed to tell them about the work you are doing. So the currency conversion thinking, please leave it. If you are staying abroad, don't continue with that kind of thinking. Leave your home, leave the currency back at home. You understand? Focus on what is here. If you are getting 2,000, for example, in the US, that's quite small. That's insignificant. You understand? Begin to see yourself actually making 10, 20,000 a month. That is how your thinking should be. You will begin to see that ideas are beginning to pop up that are better. I want to know what you are thinking, or were you a victim in this kind of currency conversion thinking before when you came abroad? Let me know what you have done, or you were actually more well informed, aware of things, and then you did something better. Please share your stories. It will help us. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. See you next.